Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Slaying Dragons. And I'm joined today by Paul Hamilton, who is the
Hello,
managing
Mike.
director, right? Did I get that right, Paul? The managing
Yeah,
director
hi.
or
In
Supreme Grand
in the
Poobah
UK, yeah, yeah, CEO. Let's call it. Let's go with
of, of,
CEO.
of, of Halo Software. And Paul and I have been talking in these episodes about the Halo way. What makes Halo so different and so unique in this market of the ITSM, ESM, XSM space? And there's so many things that make you guys different. We talked about the big announcement a few weeks ago called the Halo Way. But a couple of other things that we talk to customers about a lot and highlight are things like you guys publish a public roadmap on your website.
We do,
What?
yeah.
No, nobody does that. You guys do.
Yeah, there's quite a few little things we do that, well, they seem quite little, but when you think about it and why we do it, I think it adds up to quite a big difference, really. And yeah, so we've been through a bit about the journey, and we've been through some of the major announcements we've had recently. And I've alluded a little bit to the long-term sort of thinking approach we have at Halo, but what I haven't really done is go into much of the kind of detail about the actual um, the symptoms, I guess, or the outcomes of thinking in a long-term fashion. So yeah, you're spot on. So that public roadmap is one of the things that it's just important to us because we're building a platform which is designed for organizations that want to improve their service management, their efficiency, across their enterprises, and we it's important for us that we're developing exactly what these clients want, rather than just us coming up with our own roadmap that's completely locked away, secret. And so if it's public, it's more likely that we will get accurate, important feedback that can help us make sure that that roadmap is aligned to our target audience. And why be secretive about it? We really don't understand when vendors keep it locked away. It's something that's almost one of the most important things that I think it is really important to work with your customers and to just be very transparent about the direction your product is taking. And then if you don't produce what you say you're going to be doing over the next year or two, then you're completely accountable for it. They've seen it written down, and it's yeah. Fortunately, we've got a very agile development team that pretty much do end up developing what is on that roadmap. So now and again, we do have to chop and change around, as you can imagine. But so we're a bit different. Not many vendors do publicize the roadmap like that. But that's just one of many things. And it all goes back to long-term thinking. So, for example, and we've got a 10-year plan. So we just know that if we keep doing what we're doing for 10 years, we will get to where we want to get to, which is the market leader in the various spaces that we're operating in. We had a waiting list last year for our PSA product. We couldn't, if we kept on taking on board the number of clients that wanted to, this was probably summer last year, we would have compromised the level of service. And that's one of the things that we know. And as I say, it's basic, simple things that we just have to keep doing for 10 years, and we will get to where we want to get to. And not compromising on the level of service is really, really important to us. We find it's staggering how poor. I mean, this is the service management industry, and it has some of the worst customer service that you can experience. We just don't want to go there. So if we begin to see that our standards are slipping, then we will just put a stop on the inbound activity, and we'll get the resource sorted, we'll upskill, we'll recruit, we'll make sure that we're able to fulfill the demand without dropping the level of service. So waiting list is another thing that's really important. Another point that, again, because we're thinking very long term, we're one of the few software companies that we don't actually hire software engineers. We don't specifically go out to. Sometimes we do, because that's what that's what they've ended up maybe doing computer science at university or whatever. But typically speaking, almost all of our senior developer team, they hadn't done any programming before they started at Halo. They did degrees in things like maths perhaps, or even physics. And they started learning how to program after starting their journey at Halo. And why do we do that? Because the most important thing for us is the person. You cannot teach a person to be the kind of person that makes an effective worker. There's all sorts of characteristics and traits, like just basic work ethic, being an enjoyable colleague to work with, to train other people. There's all sorts of things that it's just difficult to train people. And the actual skill of programming, especially for our maths people, as you probably know, it's all about logical thinking, and it's not actually that difficult to grasp the syntaxical side of the languages, and it is about that mindset. And you kind of either have that mindset or you don't. And because we think very long term, if we see someone that we think, do you know what, in 3 years' time they'll be very, very valuable, then we'll happily put a lot of investment in that person, and give it 3 years, they'll be an unbelievable software engineer. So again, it comes back to not just thinking, okay, we've got these objectives in 6 months' time, we're looking to fulfill them. How do we do that? It's that long-term thinking, and that goes across the whole company, all the departments. Almost everybody in Halo started off their journey as a graduate, and it is unbelievable. We get feedback all the time where people are commenting that it's either the best sales or commercial process they've seen in 27 years. Even had a competitor recently reach out to us asking how we, if our name kept getting mentioned as the, I guess, the standout product from a marketing point of view. And they said, who does your marketing? Can we, they almost said they're a bit cheeky by asking, but can they get some insights into, because they're trying to develop their own marketing strategy. And well, guess what? We've never hired any marketing people with years of experience in the industry. And it's all about just people having that passion from within. And when you've got that, and you, again, probably from university, but the most important thing is that you're motivated to want to develop as a person. And when you've got that motivation, there's so much information online now as to whether it's from a data angle to make sure you're attributing all the opportunities, or there's lots of platforms that we use. And so the feedback we get is that we're now doing stuff that's more sophisticated than what our competition is doing. And it's just, we've figured it out ourselves just by sort of using information that's out there. And it's because we've got graduates with an insatiable hunger to progress and improve and to contribute on this journey that we're all on at Halo. So it's it's amazing when you do just think you've got a 10-year goal, and you're not that. I mean, the whole bundled offering that we have, how everything's included. There's no separate add-on prices if you want agent collision detection or anything like that. It's just one price, as you'll know, Mike. You pay one fee, and okay, I think we've got some third-party products that, if you want to do integrations, then obviously there's third-party licensing. But in terms of the Halo functionality, it's just one fee per agent, per month or per year, and that gives you access to everything, and you can grow the platform with the organization as it grows and roll it out to different teams. And the reason we have a bundled offering is that, again, the long-term thinking. If someone said to us, right, you need to maximize revenue in the next quarter, there's all sorts of tricks we could come up with to extract more revenue, but that's not the way we think. We just create a real hassle-free offering where people know exactly what they get, and our sort of can-do approach as well. When we fail to deliver projects, as you know, we walk away from quite a lot at the scoping phase, if we're not confident that it will deliver what people are asking for, then we just won't enter it, because we don't want to create that that failure story. And in fact, we are now looking to, because we're always doing stuff on this transparency and just being an easy company to work with, and we're taking that even a bit further now by trying to see. We feel it's a bit unnecessary for vendors to lock clients in to contracts just for the sake of it, just because they can. And from our point of view, if a client has a reason not to use your platform because it doesn't kind of do what they want, or it doesn't do what they thought it was going to do, then there's no reason for us to carry on billing that client. It's we like the idea that they're only paying for what they're using. And the other thing as well, if that will motivate us to make the platform be more aligned to what our customers want it to do, then that's absolutely brilliant. So in terms of giving us more motivation to tailor the platform exactly based on what the audience wants it to do, then by not having the contracts from our point of view is brilliant. We do understand that for continuity from the client's perspective, obviously they do need to know about budgets going forward, and they need to be able to have a contractual offering. But I think it's going to become more of a one-way thing, perhaps, where it's more about protecting the client's interest rather than, honestly, we don't have any interest that we're looking to protect. People pay a lot of money on the professional services to have the system built out in the first place. So it's not even about, some vendors will say, well, we need to get the return on investment. We need you to be paying us for several years. And honestly, it's not like that. If it's not suitable for your organization, it's not suitable and you shouldn't be paying us. So that's just something else we're working on at the moment, but there'll be some announcements on that soon.
So, Paul, really what this all comes back to is Halo as an organization being completely focused on the customer. We have a public roadmap for the customer, which is driven by customer need. We see it, from the community site of what customers are asking for. We see those things come out in the roadmap, and all of the other things that are done are for the customer's benefit, and to make that customer journey as being a customer of Halo something that they can be proud of. Excuse me, and that they can find value in. It's solely and completely about the customer, and for us at Excalibur as a partner, that's so exciting because we think the same way. We want to be the partner of the customer, and so collectively as Halo and Excalibur, we're your partner, and we've done so many projects with you guys where I don't think the customer would know where one of us ended and the other began, because we're all about how do we provide what that customer needs, and I think that's just so exciting, and such a testament to, as the market has evolved and changed, what makes Halo somewhat unique. Not that other vendors that are out there are not customer focused, but your focus is very laser like on that customer experience.
I think it is just taking that customer centricity to a whole new level. I mean, all vendors for many years now have spoken about how they are customer centric, but it's taking it to a whole new level in terms of some of the stuff we're working on. And I think, like, genuinely, I really do hope that the industry and some of the vendors will actually just take a look and that they'll realize that there is some stuff that goes on in business that is it's just a bit needless these days, and it's there's a better way to go about running your business, and it seems to be working for us. So if we can pioneer this in some way, then all the better. But hopefully it will improve the offering and the software industry as a whole.
Paul, as always, it's exciting to get your insights and to continue to dig into the Halo way. I look forward to our next conversation. For those of you watching, stay with us, subscribe, and you can learn more about where Paul is taking Halo and where Halo is going for you as a customer of Halo. Paul, thank you very much, and I look forward to our next chat.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, take care, everybody. We'll see you again.